For the past few years, a report has circulated in the Orient about certain events which occurred while a typhoon named Hazel was spending itself in the far reaches of the Pacific. The report was originally classified confidential, but word has continued to spread, and more people have heard and passed on the story that has come to be known as the Kamchatka incident.
Well, how about it, Major? What does your rheumatism tell you?
Tells me we got a little weather waiting for us upstairs. You're Captain Robbins, aren't you?
That's right, Gordon Robbins. I met you about a month ago when I first came out to see what this part of the world looked like.
Yeah, I remember. What does it look like?
Like every other part of the world, Major. A lady is a lady.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Hazel isn't acting like any lady. Fortunately, she's headed south for the winter. If we see her at all, I imagine it's going to be the rear view. Still like to scrub this flight.
It's okay by me, Dad. I've got unfinished business in Tokyo.
Make a deal with you, Captain. You don't call me Dad, and I won't call you Junior, okay?
Sorry, Major.
Forget it. My friends call me Bill.
Mine say Gordy. I guess I have my schedules mixed. I thought Jim Halverson was piloting this run.
I traded off with him.
Oh. Well, it looks like our passengers are starting to give up hope. Do we tell them we're scrubbed, or do I go ahead and file that flight plan?
File it.
Fine.
What's our cargo?
The same. Engine parts, some missile components going back to McCord. Here. This is the passenger manifest. It's a light load. Got some Army guys being rotated stateside, some dependents, and, last but far from least, one other civilian. Susan King, a gorgeous blonde. Gorgeous. Just the way I like my blondes, au naturel, you know what I mean? I understand she's a nurse going back stateside. She is fantastic. Wait till you see her.
I know Miss King.
Oh?
Ain't it hard to stumble? Got no place to fall. Da, 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 da. Oh, he got me.
Good.
Kenny, don't be fresh.
Oh, he wasn't being fresh, ma'am. With a voice like that, he needs killing.
Corporal Bragan, please call the operator. Corporal Bragan.
What are you doing here?
I'm your pilot.
Well, I'm going back, Bill. No matter what you say.
All right. Let me buy you a cup of coffee, huh?
That's flight 207 now arriving, and will unload at gate 2.
Thank you. You mind?
No.
Going stateside?
Yes.
Well, the weather's clearing. We should be taking off pretty soon. I hope so, anyway. I bet you do, too.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you're going home to have your first, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just like my wife. Whenever ours was due, she told me she wouldn't have him any other place but home. I've got 6. Haven't seen my youngest.
Well, I guess we're both anxious to get back.
Yeah.
No.
Just 12 hours, that's all.
No.
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 All right, dinner? One dinner in Seattle.
No.
No. A drink. One farewell drink when we get there.
No.
May I ask one question?
Certainly.
Why are you doing this? Why do you refuse to even let me talk to you?
You know why, Bill. When we get there, we'd have one drink and you'd talk to me. And then another drink and more talk. This time looking straight at me. And suddenly dinner. And suddenly I'm back in Tokyo. And I can't stay in Tokyo, Bill, because you're here. Simple?
Flight plan's all filed, ready to roll.
Your attention, please. The next bus for Tokyo will leave the terminal in 20 minutes. Please board at the south
I
end.
am sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anything.
That's quite all right.
Still waiting for us.
I gotta go change my clothes. I'll see you on board.
Just a minute, Mr. Perkins. Now, I insist that you listen to me. Mr. Perkins, my government has again instructed me to demand...
With all due respect, Mr. Minister, I'm instructed to suggest that any further requests with regard to this case be made through proper diplomatic channels. Now, if you'll excuse me, good morning.
Anything I can help you with?
Oh, thanks, Captain. Everything's fine.
Well, there must be something I can do. Bring you a magazine, adjust your chair, tell funny stories.
Well, there's one thing you could help fly this plane right now.
Okay.
All buttoned up back here, sir.
Okay, let's fire them up.
Clear 3.
Start 3.
4 clear.
Start 4. Start 2. Start 1. Dakota Tower, match 342. Ready to taxi. Match 342.
Ground control to 342. We've got a 1-minute hold request on you. 2 more passengers due to board.
Roger, we'll hold. Lean him out, Gordy. Wonder what we got this time.
Probably some brass rushing back to Washington to report to the head shed.
Gentlemen, I have an announcement. Between here and McCord Air Force Base, state of Washington, U.S. of A., I intend to increase my worldly goods considerable.
Ain't that funny? I got the same notion.
Will it keep you from singing? Deal the costume.
Susan King really a nurse?
Yeah, why?
I think I'm developing a fever.
Let's just see if you can't find some way to cool off.
Here come the VIPs.
We're cleared for immediate takeoff on runway 8 left.
Runway 8 left. Roger. Okay, let's roll. This is your pilot, Major Livingston. Good morning and welcome aboard MATS Flight 342, Yokota Field, Tokyo, Japan, to McCord Air Force Base, over the Great Circle route. Our flight should cover approximately 5,200 miles and should take roughly 15 hours and 30 minutes. Weather should be clearing, but we should expect a little turbulence as a parting present from Typhoon Hazel. Please familiarize yourself with all emergency ditching procedures. Our flight attendant will now review them with each of you. Thank you.
Latest on Hazel. She's changed her course north. So's our jet stream.
Let's keep in touch with her. We should slide right by once we pick up that wind.
I hope so. Makes me kind of nervous sharing the Pacific Ocean with a typhoon.
Well, I thought you were just itching to go. Whiz this kite all over the Pacific.
I think you got me wrong, Major. I may talk a little gamey, but don't let that fool you. Well, let's see what I can find out about our mutual sweetheart. Hazel.
Coffee? Care for some donuts and coffee?
No, thank you. I'm not hungry. Do you want some help?
Fine. I'd appreciate it. Come with me. I believe I'll see you, gentlemen.
Pow, pow,
Pow, pow.
pow.
Come on. You playing poker or cowboys and Indians?
Poker's my game. And Three Kings is my name.
Hey, our flight attendant's getting prettier.
I'm just helping out. What do you want, Bill?
Tell me why you're going away. I don't understand it now. Why is it so urgent?
I was 27 years old last week, Bill. For a girl, that's a little frightening. Don't you see I'm trying to solve something for myself while I still can?
Yes, but 27, why, you're still an infant.
Really? I don't feel like one.
All right. What about me? Am I supposed to just forget this whole thing?
I don't see where either of us has any choice. I'm going back to Chicago. And you'll be heading straight for Tokyo.
I've got a furlough coming up. 2 weeks, right after this flight.
Bill, don't. You can't walk on two sides of the street at the same time.
Now, stop saying that, will you? I don't want to hear that anymore.
Why not? Because it's true? Because you know you can't?
I can't solve it this minute. Now, do you think I like the situation this way?
In a way, yes.
What's happening?
Floor's acting up. Running a little rough. I flew this crate on the way over. We had the same bug at first. Then we had to smooth out.
Let's reduce power. I don't want to horse around with it if we're going to get into any turbulence.
Speak of the devil.
We're entering ADIZ, Major.
Tokyo Flight Information Range. This is MATS 342.
This is Tokyo. Go ahead, 342.
We're crossing perimeter Northern Japan Air Defense Identification Zone. Our number 4 engine running rough intermittently. We're encountering light to moderate turbulence. We'll keep you advised.
Still no better?
No good. It is these nerves of mine. I think maybe I'm not such a brave man.
I disagree. I read somewhere that a brave man is one who goes ahead and acts in spite of knowing fear. Oh, miss.
Yeah.
My friend Mr. Bravko isn't feeling too well.
The air is getting quite rough.
I heard the attendant say you were a civilian nurse. Maybe you've got something that will help settle him down?
As a matter of fact, I do. Don't tell anybody, but I get a little shaky myself sometimes.
Hope it doesn't get much worse.
These birds are built to take care of just about anything the weatherman can dish out.
Well, I still wish we were across the ocean.
Number 4's running like a little sewing machine now. I thought it smoothed out.
I'll put it in the log anyway. Have them check it at McCord.
No, we're really lapping up the fuel. We better find that jet stream.
Don, how far north can we go looking for it?
We're about here. We could make a dog leg toward Kamchatka Peninsula. About 130 miles.
Well, we'll give it 100. We haven't picked up our wind by then, and it's still this rough. We'll turn this bird back to Japan. Tokyo Flight Information Range. This is MATS 342.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here are your pills, Mr. Bravko.
Thank you. I must learn to control my nerves.
You take one now, take one later. These pills are like magic. They're the best American medicine has to offer.
How simple it would be if all life's problems could be handled with a little pill.
You're not too wild about flying, are you?
No, not too wild about it.
Now, me, nothing gets me down. I just go along with it. I like a little excitement on a flight. Well, if you don't like to travel, you shouldn't be married to a military man.
Mr. Perkins and I were exchanging family photos. These are my children, my wife.
Let me see.
That's my daughter. And my son and the baby son, all fine and healthy and waiting for me.
You have a lovely family, Mr. Bravko.
Yes, I'm very fortunate. You have children, too?
No, I'm not married.
Yet.
Yet.
Look, Bill, I think I've got trouble with my gyroscope. Just now, I finally got a fix on Near Island radio beacon. It doesn't jibe. Looks like the compass is off 10 degrees.
Any chance your fix was wrong?
No. No, it's got to be the gyro. Something must have been jarred loose somewhere along the line. Question is, how long ago?
Well, that tears it. Back we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to inconvenience you, but we've decided to turn around and head back to Japan. I don't have to tell you that Typhoon Hazel has been giving us a bit of a buffeting, so we've decided to exercise caution and turn around and wait for improved flying conditions, which I'm sure won't be too long in coming. Thank you.
What does he mean?
It means we're heading back to Yokota.
Any luck with Shamir yet?
Can't read him. Getting a buzzing now. That could be a faulty switch on our end. I better check it.
You better get something on that.
Nah, it's not that bad. Yeah, maybe you're right. Better have it checked.
Colonel Gruen? On that Matt's flight 342, I think you better look at this, sir.
Bennett.
Yes, sir.
Contact Major Livingston. Tell him he's almost on top of Kamchatka. Tell him to get his bird away from that peninsula immediately. If the Russians pick him up in their radar, their fighter planes will be on his back inside of 15 minutes.
Amerykański wozdушный transport nad Aleutskimi ostrawami. Yes.
How did you do that?
Skill. I'm looking for a Purple Heart.
Алло. Американский аппарат на линии. Истребители, поднимайтесь немедленно.
Actually, I did it on purpose. I was looking for some kind of excuse to come back and talk to you.
I'm not that hard to talk to, Captain. No permits required.
Huh. How do you like that? All this blood for nothing. Whoops.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Hey, where are we? Guess what? You're looking down at Kamchatka Peninsula.
Siberia?
Mm-hmm. We're getting out of here.
We got company.
Holy cow. He just come to have a look or what?
He wants a look, all right, but on the ground. He's put his wheels down.
This is Matt's Flight 342. Matt's Flight 342, sending out a general call. General call. We have been taken in tow by a Russian fighter, heading toward
Yelizofa Airfield on Kamchatka. That's flight 342. That's flight 342.
That's Russian, all right. That's their markings.
What's it about? What does he want?
Maybe he's trying to call off the Cold War.
I doubt that, soldier. I doubt it very much.
This is your pilot again. There's nothing very much to be alarmed about. Evidently, we've strayed into Russian airspace, and we've been intercepted by one of their fighters who is signaling us to follow and land. I'm sure when they examine us, they'll find out that we're off course due to storm winds, and they'll let us proceed on our way. Meanwhile, let's get ready for a reasonably friendly and I hope a very short, unscheduled stop. Thank you.
Sending general call.
There are 2 packages of classified instruments back there. Tell the flight attendant to dump them in the water.
Right.
On Kamchatka. That's flight 342.
Russians are no Russians. I think I better finish dressing the captain's hand.
Shemir coming through.
This is Colonel Gruen calling Matt's flight 342. Fighter escort dispatched to your vicinity. Advice at this point is to follow Russian instructions.
Well, that's nice of them. What else do they think I can do?
Major, I'm sorry to disturb you.
Not now, sir. Will you return to your seat, please?
Major, this is of the utmost importance, or I wouldn't be bothering you now. Is there any chance at all we won't have to land?
You think he's kidding out there, mister? Now, will you return to your seat, please?
Major, the man with me is Nikolai Bravko of the Russian embassy. He's defecting to us. I'm escorting him back to America. If you'd like to see my credentials.
No, there's no need to do that. Wouldn't change anything. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing I could do but go with that fighter.
Bravko is carrying extremely vital information for our security people.
I can't help that. I didn't put him on this plane.
I realize that, Major, but there's something more important than that. Our government has granted him asylum. We're responsible for what happens to him now.
I understand that, sir.
I don't think you do understand, Major. Once you land that man on Russian territory, you're sentencing him to death.
Supposing Washington tells him he has our protection, they do anything to him then?
What do you think, Captain? This isn't any tea party that's going on in the world.
Does he understand this?
A lot better than we do, believe me. He faced it when he made his decision to come over to our side.
I'm sure that he's faced the possibilities of situations like this one, too, sir. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for your man.
You wouldn't stand a chance making a run for it? There isn't any hope at all of getting away?
I didn't say that. Now, sure, maybe we'd stand a chance. We just heard we have a fighter escort on the way. There's nothing I'd like better than to cut out of here and to barrel straight toward them. But I'm not going to. I've got women and children on board. No, sir. I'm not going to risk all the passengers on this plane for one man. I'm afraid you just have to tell him that's the decision.
After we promised him asylum? No, Major. You tell him.
Rotten, stinking binds to get into.
I don't see how else you can play it, Bill. Can't help feeling for him, though. Well, I guess you just can't work both sides of the street.
Bill, isn't there something?
Oh, Susan, for crying out loud, stop it. Don't you think I'd like to get him out of this? I can't jeopardize the lives of every passenger on this plane. In spite of what you think, I do have a sense of responsibility.
Major?
Mr. Bravko, I'm sorry. I have no choice. I must follow that plane and land. Naturally, when we do land, I'll explain to the Russians that there's a man who has been granted asylum by us, that
Major,
you have certain privileges.
Major, I understand your decision. It's really quite all right. You cannot jeopardize the lives of 22 people. suppose some things are taken out of the control of human beings. You all have families, too. I'm sorry to have put you in this position, Major.
He's sorry for me.
10 minutes ago, he showed me pictures of his wife and children.
That's the lousy part. Now, that was me.
You have a family, Bill?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Mr. Perkins, I must remind you of your promise to me. You promised to take care of my family, just in case.
I haven't forgotten.
I'm going to write a letter to them. You will deliver it for me.
See the pilot again. I'll be right back.
The wing is broken.
Yes. Let's see. Maybe we can fix your wing.
Major, I have to ask you if you apprised Washington of our situation.
We've apprised everybody who's listening.
Have they sent back any specific instructions?
See those rockets under that wing, mister? How specific do you want it? Look, if we get any word at all, I guarantee you'll hear about it.
Our planes must be hanging out there right now, just beyond Russian airspace.
Yeah, they're there and we're here.
The man who was with me, where'd he go?
I didn't notice.
Mr. Bravko, what are you doing?
I'm taking another one of those young ladies' magic pills. Why, is something wrong?
No. Well, that is...
Oh, Mr. Perkins, I shall not resort to anything like that. At least not here.
Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
Maybe. You see that cloud bank down there? Almost thick enough to land on.
Yeah, but it's a good 1,000 feet below us.
But the element of surprise would give us a couple of seconds jump on him.
That's too much of a risk, Bill. One of our friend up there has shoot orders.
Then again, suppose he hasn't. One will get you 10, he has to check back to his base first. He doesn't want to be the one who started the hot war either.
Yeah, but if they know about our defector, they'll give him orders to shoot.
Yeah, by then we could burrow in. You'd head right down to the deck where his radar would lose us.
This is no F-104 you're tooling around. Besides, our landing gear's down.
Yeah, but you could haul up that gear the minute I said go, hmm?
You're jumping to a bunch of if-bets, you know. I mean, what are you trying to do?
Trying to get everybody out of here alive. This is your pilot. Now, everyone stay in his seat. Now, fasten seat belts immediately. Ready, Gordy?
Yeah.
Go.
Squinting on us. There's no power.
What? That's a fine time. Feather 4.
Four's feather.
How thick do you think this stuff is?
No, I can't tell. Hey, number 1's quitting too.
What? Yeah, she's throwing oil. Feather 1.
Feathering 1.
Get on that horn.
This is Matt's flight 342. Matt's flight 342. We feathered engines 1 and 4. This is an emergency. Emergency. We feathered engines 1 and 4. Matt's flight 342.
Lightened her all we can, Major.
Maintaining altitude. Not much of it.
Аппарат транспорт. Потерял.
Пошлите патруль на Охотское море. Понятно? И сразу.
Bill. Number 2 and 3 starting to heat up.
Don, where are we now?
I figure we're here, right near the tip of the peninsula, heading west, right across it. It's mostly uninhabited.
Russians will undoubtedly be looking for us over on the other side if we can only make it across. This is your pilot speaking. Let me give you the situation as of the moment. We seem to have lost our Russian escort, and we're flying at 500 feet now above the Kamchatka Peninsula in Siberia. Now, we have 2 engines out, but with a little luck, we ought to be able to make it across land to the Sea of Okhotsk beyond. With a little more luck, we'll find some American patrol vessels hunting us there. Now, meanwhile, everyone please do everything possible to prepare for an emergency landing. Thank you.
Please. Thank the pilot for me for what he tried to do.
3's way overheated, Bill. Can't hold up much longer.
Okay, that does it. We're going in while we still have power. Don, get him set back there. Have him pouring out of this bird the minute we stop sliding. Nice sandy strip up ahead, as good a place as any.
Feet.
Full flaps.
50.
Cut the mixtures and the switches.
We received the emergency call, no more since.
The question is, was he able to pull out on 2 engines?
If not, why are the Russian planes reported still in the area searching? There's at least a good chance he may have headed back to sea and ditched.
Which would be rough in this weather. Oh, we'd better send everything we have out to look for him.
There's one more possibility. He may have headed west, straight across the tip of Kamchatka.
Mama's gonna buy you a pussycat. Mama's gonna buy you a pussycat. Mama's gonna buy you a pussycat. Gonna go when you get home. Mama's gonna buy you a little green frog. Mama's gonna buy you a little green frog. Mama's gonna buy you a little green frog. Gonna go when you get home. Come on, horsey, hey, hey. Gonna go when you get home.
I'd say we're right here, on the west coast of the peninsula.
We'll move north and hope we don't meet any Russians with the same idea. I'll explain it to them and then we'll get going. Folks, can I have your attention, please? Now, we were very fortunate. We made a successful forced landing. None of our passengers were injured. But this is Kamchatka Peninsula, which is Russian territory. Now, what I'd like to do is to move us out in a northerly direction. By doing that, there may be some way of contacting our fighter escort. Now, Captain Robbins and I will remain in charge until we're in the hands of the United States authorities. I suggest that you remove your shoes. I think you'll find it easier to walk that way. And let's keep close to the water so we won't leave any tracks.
How's Miss King?
Tired and cold and hungry and thirsty. Thanks.
You know what I've got planned for you? I'm gonna buy you the biggest steak and the longest fur coat to be found in Seattle.
I won't be staying in Seattle, Captain.
Where are you going?
Go back home to Chicago, I guess. Then maybe I'll go to Europe.
The old geographical cure.
What do you mean, the geographical cure?
Isn't that what people do with problems they can't face? They change geography. Run. Maybe they'll outdistance them. Trouble is, nothing ever changes except a return address in the letters.
You know, I should find you irritating. But I don't.
Now, that's the first nice thing that's been said to me on this whole trip. You know what the second would be? Yes, Gordy, I'll take you up on that steak dinner. But not the fur coat. Steak dinner.
Yes, sir, we've gone that route. General, we've tried everything else. I'd like permission to extend the search north from Hokkaido Island into the Sea of Okhotsk.
This is Tano! This is Tano.
Russian or Japanese?
They're fishermen from Hokkaido. The Russians caught them poaching. They must pay their fines.
Tell them who we are and ask them if they can take us back to Japan.
私たち遭難したアメリカの飛行機からです。どうぞみんな北海道まで連れてってください。
北海道できない、あまり危ない。
でもアメリカ人じゃないか？同じだ。
What are they saying?
They say it's dangerous.
Ask them if they'll take our women and the child and Mr. Bravko.
女たちと子供とブラフコさんだけ連れてってください。
これだったらみんな連れて行く。一緒です。
They say as much risk as taking one as taking all. So they'll take us all. We must hurry, everyone.
Good boy. What did he whisper to you?
He told me to tell them you fixed his plane.
Major, I don't know how to thank you.
Don't.
You took a big chance, Bill. Why did you do it?
I don't know. Instincts, I guess. It's the only real reason we do anything.
Well, I like your instincts.
You know, while they're still working, there's something else. I guess I haven't been very fair on either side of the street. So I'm springing the trap, sister. You're free. Fly, birdie, fly.
Thanks, Bill.
Message picked up from a Japanese fishing boat, sir. Got 22 plane crash survivors, and we'll be heading out across the Sea of Okats.
Alert our patrols. Order a scramble on escort from Hokkaido.
Bluebeard, this is Surefoot. We have spotted survivors boarding fishing boat. We will circle area until all on board, and then we'll escort home to Mother.
Those were the facts given in the confidential report. As for the rest, they say Typhoon Hazel vanished out to sea. The passengers on Matt's Flight 342 finally got to their destination. And the series of events, which became known as the Kamchatka incident, was closed.